Welcome back to Thinks of Code. In this session, we will guide you through the process of creating a private chatbot with a user interface. This involves building both the server side, utilizing Node.js and Express, and the client side, employing HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. To provide a more comprehensive understanding, we will showcase an example featuring a simple UI using HTML for the client side. Initialize your Node.js project. Create a new folder for your project and navigate to it in the terminal. Initiate a new Node.js project by executing the command npm init. Let's kick things off by installing the necessary dependencies. Run the following command, npm install express nodefetch. Let's delve into the practical aspects for a better understanding. Welcome to the explanation of the HTML code for the private chatbot user interface. In this script, we'll walk through the structure of the HTML document, highlighting key elements and their roles in creating an accessible chatbot interface. Body section. Chat container. Entering the body section, we encounter a div with the ID chat container. This div serves as the main container for our chatbot interface, encapsulating all its elements. Chat display. Inside the chat container div, there's another div with the ID chat display. This is the area where the chat conversation will be displayed. It has the AriaLive attribute set to polite, indicating that screen readers should announce updates as they occur. User input. Below the chat display, there's an input element of type text with the ID user input. This is the field where users can input their messages to the chatbot. It includes a placeholder, type a message, providing guidance to users. Send button. Next, there's a button element with an onClick attribute calling the send message function. This button triggers the submission of the user's message to the chatbot when clicked. Script inclusion. At the end of the body section, a script tag references an external JavaScript file, script.js, using the type attribute set to module. This script contains the logic for handling user interactions and communication with the server. In the script.js file. This script governs the interactive behavior of the private chatbot interface. Let's delve into its functions and understand how it facilitates communication between the user and the chatbot. Event listener. The script begins with an event listener for the DOM content. Loaded event. This ensures that the script executes only when the HTML document's content has been fully loaded and parsed by the browser. Element selection. Chat display and user input. The script proceeds to select two crucial elements using the getElementById method. The chat display div represents the area where the chat conversation is displayed, and user input refers to the input field where users can type their messages. Display message function. When a message needs to be displayed, the display message function is called. This function dynamically creates a new div element to represent each message. The elements class is set based on the sender, user or bot, and its content is populated with the message text. The new message div is then appended to the chat display, and the display is scrolled to the bottom for visibility. Send message function. User message handling. The send message function is triggered when the user clicks the send button. It retrieves the user's input from the user input field, ensuring it is not empty or whitespace only. Display user message. The display message function is then called to display the user's message in the chat display. This provides immediate feedback to the user. Server interaction. Subsequently, the user's message is sent to the server using the Fetch API. A POST request is made to the /chat endpoint, including the user's message in JSON format. The server processes the message and returns a response. Bot reply handling. Upon receiving the server's response, the script extracts the bot's reply from the JSON data. The display message function is again called to show the bot's reply in the chat display. Error handling. The script includes error handling to catch and log any errors that may occur during the server interaction, ensuring a smooth user experience. Global exposure of functions. To enable interaction with the chatbot through the UI, the send message function is exposed globally by assigning it to the window object. This allows the function to be called from the global scope, facilitating the button click event. In the index.js file, this script serves as the server-side logic for the private chatbot, managing incoming requests, processing user messages, and orchestrating the communication with the bot. Let's break down the components of this server-side code. Import statements. The script begins with import statements, utilizing ECMAScript modules. It imports three external modules: Express, a popular web application framework; Body Parser, a middleware for parsing incoming request bodies; and NodeFetch, a module for making HTTP requests. Express app setup. App initialization and configuration. The script initializes an Express app using the Express function and sets the listening port to 3000. Static file serving. The Express.static middleware is employed to serve static files from the public directory. This includes the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript files responsible for the client side of the chatbot. Body Parser middleware. The Body Parser.json middleware is used to parse incoming JSON data. This is essential for processing messages sent from the client. Chat endpoint. Post request handling. A post request handler is defined for the /chat endpoint. When the client sends a message, this endpoint is triggered. User message extraction. The user's message is extracted from the request body using request.body.message and stored in the user message variable. Bot reply retrieval. The getBotReply function is then called asynchronously to process the user's message and obtain a bot reply. JSON response. The server responds with a JSON object containing the bot's reply. This JSON object is structured such that reply serves as a key, and its corresponding value represents the bot's response. Bot reply logic. Async function for bot reply. The getBotReply function is an asynchronous function responsible for processing the user's message and generating a bot reply. Dummy API example. In this example, a dummy API at https://jsonplaceholder.typicode.com/posts/1 is simulated. The server makes a request to this API, retrieves data, a post, and returns the post title as the bot's reply. Server listening. Port configuration. Finally, the server listens on port 3000. Upon successful startup, a log message is displayed indicating that the server is running at localhost 3000 port. This server-side script powers the private chatbot, handling incoming messages, processing them, and orchestrating the communication with the bot. That concludes our overview of the script.js file, showcasing the dynamic handling of user interactions and communication with the server in the private chatbot interface. Let's now demonstrate the practical output. In the private chatbot interface, this interactive chat system allows you to communicate with a virtual assistant. The interface has been designed with accessibility in mind, providing features for users relying on screen readers. Let's get started. Chat display. At the top of the screen, you'll find a chat display area. This is where you can view the ongoing conversation between you and the chatbot. New messages will appear here, and you can scroll through the conversation history if needed. Note, mention that AriaLive attribute that provides live updates for screen readers. User input. Below the chat display, there is an input field labeled Type a Message. This is where you can input your messages to the chatbot. Simply type your message and press the Send button to submit it. Send button. To send a message, locate the Send button. It's a clickable button that triggers the submission of your typed message to the chatbot. Interaction instructions. Sending a message. To initiate a conversation, type your message in the input field and press the Send button. Your message will be displayed in the chat area, and the chatbot will respond accordingly. Receiving bot replies. As the chatbot responds, its messages will also be read aloud by the screen reader. You can listen to the conversation as it unfolds in the chat display area. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comments, share and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, happy coding!